Welcome. Today we're going to review the Aerocool StrikeX open frame computer case. I've had this case for a little while now. We'll talk about some of the problems I've had with it, the things I like about it, and the things I don't like about it. Let's get this thing started. Here we got 3 full-size disk drive bays, especially if you need your 5 1/4 inch floppy. 3 hot swappable bays where you can on the fly pull your disk drives out. Here's a look at it on the inside here. This part's pretty good. I have plenty of areas and open spots in the case frame for you to run your cords, cables. It's even got places in the back for your water cooling. However, as you can see, I'm not using that, and we'll get into later here why I haven't used that. Alright, let's go ahead and shut this thing down, pull it off, so that way we can get a look underneath as well. Here's one of the reasons why I couldn't use the onboard water cooling ports. It's because these quick disconnect fittings for the water cooling wouldn't fit. I do enough work taking the computer apart, changing motherboards, doing other kinds of work that I needed to be able to disconnect these things. So let's go ahead and take her apart. Here's one of the problems I have with this case is that this plastic piece that holds the power supply that clips in here, the plastic breaks real easily and the cords are underneath. There's not a whole lot of space for the power supply, and that's makes things difficult. Well, it was about time for cleaning under here anyways. This thing is huge. It's massive case. I almost forgot how big it was now that I got it out and onto the table. Okay, so one of the first things I needed to change out on the case was the fan. It came with this here fan, and it was mounted right up against the grill, and it would make this really annoying noise whenever the fan would be running. So I went down to the store, got a bigger, better fan, and mounted it on the bottom side where it gave a little bit of a gap in there, so that way it wouldn't be making such an annoying noise. So definitely recommend getting rid of this. This was no good. Alright, well, here's the underside of the case. There's plenty of room, for, as you can see, for tying things up. If you're wondering why I got this fan sitting here, I got it when this is down here. It kind of sits in here, and it blows air on the bottom side of the motherboard and that CPU socket. It made actually a pretty big difference in cooling when overclocking this thing. So I recommend doing that. You'll be surprised. On to the next and probably largest annoyance of this case that bothers me when it came to building this one. Alright, the biggest thing is the power supply. Like I was talking here, as you can see, the clips broke, this plastic thing that holds this in here. Anyway, trying to get the cables and plug them in this tiny little spot right here. You can kind of, as you can see, be real hard to get your hands and your fingers up in there. This was kind of a real big pain in the butt to get in, and you can kind of even somewhat get into there. Let's take a look around the case. Do one of those cool little montages. I got it put back together, up and running again. Overall, I do really like this case. I've had 3 motherboards in it now, and I'm planning on a 4th one and keeping it. So I've enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you have, perhaps consider subscribing. Do not miss out on any more of my future craziness and wickedness.